There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
More tables. More entertainment.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty. Good morning, baby. It is a Monday. It is May 6th. We are ready to go. I am ready for a big week for the Panthers. I'm ready for a big week for Bitcoin. I'm ready for a big week overall. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. You know, some good stuff, I think, overall today to talk about. Some exciting stuff that could be happening. Might be exciting for some, maybe depressing for others. It all depends. So I guess we'll talk about that, and then you can make your own decisions the way you want to look at it, which is very understandable. The great Sean Stanley is, of course, mastering the entire platform like he does every single day, and we appreciate it. We survived, by the way. Welt and Rayom. Great lawyers, great people, more importantly, great people. You always want to surround yourself with great people. You know what I mean? So, you know, kind of like Sean Stanley, great people, you know. We know he knows how to be a great producer. Great person. And that's what Jeff and Dan are. And Dan is also a pilot. and he's a stunt pilot. And so those, have you ever seen those Red Bull planes? I think they're the C-300s, I think it was that he said. It's the same plane, except his is not painted like Red Bull. It's his own plane. And so I survived. Although I will tell you, flying was awesome. It was great. I flew the plane myself. I was flying through the cloud, not through the clouds, around and over the clouds. He didn't want me going through the clouds, but he wanted me to kind of cloud surf. And so I took the plane from 3,000 to 5,500 and cruising around and all that. And then he took over the controls, and then he started the stunts. Not good, my friend. Not good. Not good. A couple of years back, I started feeling it when I got on a roller coaster, and things that I had never felt before. Because my wife and I, we've been together for almost 37 years now. Okay, we're approaching like 37 years. We've been together a long time. We've been married 30 years, and we were together like 6.5 years before we got married. One of the things we used to do since we were young, because I did it since I was a kid, I love roller coasters, pulling G's, whatever, all that kind of stuff, man. It didn't matter what it was. I loved it, right? I loved the ride where you used to like stay on the wall and it'd go round and round and round, and I'd make my way upside down and all that, and I'd be laughing about it, all that. I can't do any of that shit now. Not even close to. My body cannot take it. So the first couple of boom, I was like, no, can't do it, bro. I'm dry heaving. I didn't get to throw up. It wasn't a Dairy Queen situation because I didn't eat breakfast or anything. I'm fasting. So like for me, not to eat for hours, it's like, it's not a big deal. I can do that. So he goes, you're better off not eating. I go, don't worry about it, bro. I'll be fasting. So, the only thing I'll be drinking is water and that's it. So I dry heaved a couple times, had a cold sweat, and I said, nope, that's it. That kind of like ended the flight, the stunts. I could not take the stunts. And he wanted to do another one on top of that. And I was like, no, dude. No, because then my body's going to find food from the day before. No. It's going to like go back through the intestines. Yo, give me that back. That's what I was going to do. But no, I'm not going to do that. So Dan was awesome. So it was great. It was great. I'm going to go do it again, but I'm going to do just the flying. No stunts. Okay. Because then he was going to do some twist and turn or whatever. It's something called the Cuban, actually. And I said, all right, maybe this Cuban can attempt that. But, I don't know. But we never got to attempt it because after the first couple flips, I was like, yeah, no. We had 2 G's because there's a G meter that reads how many G's, and you can hit several more G's. Like for him, it's a joke because he's a stunt pilot. So it would take me, I don't know what the hell to get back to being used to that. I don't even know. I don't even want to find out. And I'm not afraid of the flying or the stunts or any of that shit. I just don't want to be throwing up all over the place and feeling like shit. And man, you get older. Wow, dude. You get older, injuries stay with you longer. You get older, your body changes. A lot of the shit you can do when you were young, you cannot do it nowadays. It's just nuts, dude. Nuts. It just things you can't control, because I certainly can't control it. And it's like, wow, man, I was never like, and he told me that it's like that. He goes, I'll take young people and they're fine. And when I take older people, it's always an issue because it's something that their bodies are not used to anymore. So becoming an old fart is not good, by the way. Not good. Not good. No. You would have to be like and I got my pilot's license when I was 18. I got it at Opelika Airport. I scored like a 92 or 94 or something in my test. I've talked about it before. The scariest thing I've ever done in my life was getting my private pilot's license when I was a kid, and I had to leave my instructor out on the runway, and I had to do what they call touch and goes 3 times around the Opa-locka airport by myself. Touch and go is you land and take off 3 times around the airport. I was shitting bricks because, you do it. It's kind of like when you're riding a bike, right? You're riding a bike and they got the training wheels on and then they take the training wheels off and you're like, you got to balance. Or your brother or your father, your friend or whatever, they're holding you and balancing you. And then I remember one of the Jeffrey was kind of like my big brother, because I kind of grew up with my mom only. They were already divorced. And so he was teaching me how to ride a bike. And so the day that I learned how to ride by myself for a stretch, he was pushing me, right? And I'm like, all right, look, it looks like I got it, right? And I look back and he's not there. And I look all the way back and he's like half a block down waving at me. Guess when I crashed? Right there and then. Right there and then. It's just one of those things, That's how it is. That's how you learn. But I learned, and then I got my private pilot's license, and I never used it because I decided, nah, that's not really what I want to do after all that shit. Oh, man. So I would have had to kept it going. So at least I didn't forget muscle memory, the act of flying. That part I did not forget from when I was younger, a lot younger. But then when it came to the stunts, no dice. No dice, no dice, no dice. I couldn't hack it. And then I was almost hacking. So, hack one way or the other, I couldn't hack it, and then I'm hacking. Good thing it was all driving. There was no... My bag was, because he gives you a bag. It's with your parachute, because obviously you go up with a parachute just in case. He goes, well, if something catastrophic happens and we got to get out of the plane, I'll flip the plane, I'll hit the canopy, and then you'll hit, the straps, you know how to unhook them, you unhook them, and we drop right out, and that kind of, well, no, first you unhook them, then he hits the canopy, we flip over, drop down, whatever. Anyways, you know what I was worried about? I go, I don't want to do this. I don't want to end up out of the plane because I got a repaired right foot, bro. I don't want to have to. That's what I was worried about. Landing on the right foot and effing up my right foot again. Because it's not repaired yet, bro. We're not 100 yet on my foot. You know what I'm saying? I can walk and all that, but I'm not myself yet. I'm worried about my foot if I have to parachute out of the plane. I really don't fear any of that stuff, but my body can't take it. So my ego wasn't writing checks my body can't cash. No, my ego knew that I was because I told him ahead of time, I said, man, he goes, listen, it's about you having fun. The second you're not having fun, then why are we flying? I don't need you feeling sick back there, right? So just tell me. And after the second stunt, I was like, yo, I'm tapping out. I'm out. So Daniel Rayom, thank you, sir. We were at the Immokalee Airport because we were right there. We were going at night to go see Stephen Marley in Inner Circle. So that was cool. That was cool. And we went to a restaurant called the Country Corner. Very good restaurant. I also in the evening. Yeah. All right. No, my Led Zeppelin moment. I'm sorry. I had a little, I went at night. On my way home, before I went home, I stopped at Mellow Mushroom. God, I love that place. Love that place. I think there's still one in the Delray area, if I'm correct, here in South Florida. They eliminated the one that we had by the whatever, the Bakery Center, whatever the hell it's called nowadays, and whatever. I don't know what it's called now. Sunset Place. What it's going to be something else now. I have no idea. They've renamed it, whatever. Close to Dan Marino's Town Tavern and Parallel Bars. Anyway, so I love Mellow Mushroom. So that was good. That was also good. I had a really good day overall. It was good. And I didn't end up throwing up. It was just dry heaving. So that was also very good. You know, can't complain. All right. Crypto Fins is first in. Or wait a minute, hold on a second. Maybe there's too many people chiming in. Let me go to the original one to make sure. Yeah, no, it is Crypto Fins. Crypto Fins chiming in from NYC, says go Cats. Damn right. Today it is. Cosa Nostra. Thank you, sir. He's in Madrid. La Liga champs. That's right, baby. There you go. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Messi was, right. That's why I told you that the pecking order now, the championship pecking order now, you know, the Heat has always been number one. They've fallen to number 3 on the Big O power rankings. Number 1 is this guy right here, and number 2 is Inter. Heat is 3, and look out, Dolphins could be passing them very soon. We'll see. If they start putting it together like I think they could this season, if we could get some breaks on the damn injuries, they will definitely surpass the Heat because they actually have way more stars. And we'll get to the Heat. We got some Heat discussions to have. Pat Riley's going to talk today. No, we're not going to have Ira today. We're going to have Ira tomorrow after Riley. So I'd rather Ira collect all the information, collect his thoughts, and then we can bring him tomorrow. And, you know, we'll see what happens. Riley has to talk like, you know, super positive before everything. We'll get into that. Anyway, I see Chris Johnson out in Cali. Says, where's the show? It's 5:15 or 8:15 here at 5:15 there. And the title clearly says 10 a.m., but some people aren't very smart. Steve Chapman is in the house. Go Panthers. Jamie Zorrilla out in San Jose, reminding everybody to hit that like button. Steven Gonzalez points out of the newbie. Joseph loving the laugh. I have not seen the Tom Brady thing yet, NorCal. I did read up that dumbass Gronk in spiking his shot glass. He injured somebody in the front row because, of course, you know, let me spike a glass in front of everybody. That makes a lot of sense because I'm a fucking meathead, you know. I bought my 3-card Tangem wallet last night. I can't wait for it to come in. Excellent. Always remember, you buy it directly from the Tangem website. Do not buy it from a third party, and don't buy it from Amazon. Don't buy it from Walmart. Don't buy it from anybody except directly from Tangem. Oscar Rojas is in, smashing that like button, and then he's surfing the capital of Florida, Melbourne. Beautiful place. The east side of it, yes. What a win. Yes, Ray, that was amazing. Messi, we got to talk about that. Alex is pumped for the Panthers. Cosa Nostra, Gus, Luis Benito. Let's see. Ryan Garcia's a clown. He's not well in the head. Maybe he did cheat. Looks like it. We'll see. We'll find out if all that tests well, but you know he's a few sandwiches short of the picnic. You know both oars don't touch the water. You know the elevator doesn't go to the top floor. So that's kind of, we already knew that about Ryan. That's why I thought he would lose, because I thought Haney would be the calm, cool, collective, and pro out of all of that. But you got to give Ryan his props. His power dominated. Now, is this Arguello Pryor part 2? No, not that one. The one that's mixed. You got to be old to know what the hell I just said. Ah, yes. Perspective. These are things. You youngins, this is like the first time. Us older people, been there, done it. Gordon Shumway, think Blue Dodgers, Adam Sadowski, George Ceballos, Lisa Rose, Omar, Drago, Josh. I have not seen the Tom Brady roast. I did not watch it. I haven't watched the Patriot thing either. So, you know, I don't know. What can I tell you, man? Manolo Rivera, Giovanni, Lord Warden, Aaron Hernandez, Frankie Fresco. Are the Dolphins breaking the bank and pay it to a close to 220 for 4 years? Well, if it's 55, the average, if it's 50-55, bro, do the math. The average is 50, 200. You get 55, it's 220. Right? Frankie? That's the going rate. Whatever, bro. And you speak Spanish, right? So paja mental. Mental masturbation. Leave it alone, bro. Don't try to lose sleep on it. That's the going rate. You know? At least the guy you're paying has been in the MVP race. I can't say that for all the guys that are getting that money too. So, Stephen Harris. Let's see. Anthony Campos. Did you see now the report through Twitter? Forgot the source. Coral Gables costs more than Beverly Hills. Insane. Well, see, do you know the whole story? Maybe. Have you seen what's going on in Beverly Hills? Have you seen the encampments that are, you know, starting to build around it and how they're starting to maybe infestate Beverly Hills and stuff? Well, you know, that's, you know, Newsom. What can I tell you? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Nothing to see here. This is, what is it? Police, not Police Academy. It's Police Story or whatever, right? And Drebin is like, no, nothing to see here. And there's like explosions and all of that and encampments and fires on the street and bums everywhere and people assaulting you and businesses closing and, you know, all of that. So I don't know, bro, you know, add all the natural disasters and everything else going on in California. I don't know what could be affecting them. You know what I mean? Anthony, there's always more to the story, but you gotta kind of look deep into the story to really not just say Coral Gables and Beverly Hills, say what's running the show. Where here you try to, you know, do an encampment in college, they're going to tear gas your ass, they're going to arrest you, and they're not going to put up with your bullshit. And in other places, you could just hang out an encampment and let's give them their space. No, that bullshit ain't happening here, bro. So there's a, you know, it all depends on how you run your place too, you know. Maybe some places are worried and they want to, you know, keep up property taxes, keep the place clean, keep the place safe. So, you know, this is kind of the way it should be. And then other places, well, they've let it go to hell. Just go to San Francisco and take your chances. So, you know, Anthony, remember, when you throw something out there, make sure you know exactly what's going on. You know, you're not going to pull the shit in California in Coral Gables. You're going to end up with a foot in your ass and you're going to end up in jail right away. Okay. In Coral Gables, you can't have your trash can in the wrong spot. Okay. You're not bringing your company truck and parking it inside your lot in Coral Gables. So there's, you know, different things going on, and there aren't going to be encampments and people, you know, walking around your neighborhoods and all just right out. No, that ain't going to happen in Coral Gables. That ain't going to happen in Florida. So huge difference, my brother. California and Florida, let's, you know, California should be the best state by miles, but it's so mismanaged. It's a mess. So soft ass leadership, well, leads to all kinds of bullshit. Let's see what else. Scopolamine patches are your new friend by prescription. I can ride anything at Disney World with it. I've gotten bad motion sickness for about 15 years. Scopolamine patches. I've never heard of that, Pat. Now, what's in there? What are we talking about? Scopolamin patches. Man, you're up to all kinds of tricks. Jesus Christ, you've got all the answers. And I got to call you, by the way. Damn. Okay, I'll check it out. I've never heard of that. Big O looking good in the before pictures. Well, the now pictures now compared to the before. Remember you saying your flight instructor was a hot. Oh, yes. Yeah, she had giant knockers. Yeah, she wasn't pretty at all. But she had knockers that were very attractive. That's all I can tell you. Yeah. It was one of those, like, I'm taking instructions, and then I'm like, you got to look at her and all that. And so what can I tell you? But, yeah, she had knockers. She was from Iraq. She was one of those women from Iraq. Yeah, definitely Iraq. Yeah. That's a good memory, by the way, Hunter Butler. You've been listening for a while because you've heard the story. Yes. Yep. Ryan AP, reminding everybody to hit that like button, hit the notification bell too. George Gonzalez, Bruins going down. Psychologic is in Tijuana, Mexico. Thank you, Psychologic. Oscar Rojas. Big O, if we do pick up another free agent, what position would you like to shore up? I mean, I don't know, man. Right now, maybe another interior lineman for the hell of it. That's about it. Like offensive linemen. I think they've picked up a lot of D tackles already. You've got a bunch. You've got to give them reps to find out who can play. How many more are you going to do? Some of these veterans will be available later on too. You don't want to put them through training camps too. Some of these guys, let me explain something to you guys that I don't think some of the media doesn't understand this kind of shit. There are some guys that people know around the league, their bodies will not hold up, so they don't sign them now, and they take their chances and wait till after several mini camps, or they wait till the beginning or midway through training camp to find out what they have, and then they say, okay, let's see if there's a veteran out there. We'll bring them in, because they don't want those older bodies or those more worn out bodies. You have to carry them in the off season. Then they have to go out there and start doing some reps, and then they get injured. And now they're using your medical insurance, and they're using your cap space, and they're using all that kind of shit because it's a body that doesn't hold up. So these are things that a lot of you don't know about, and neither do some of the media members, and neither do I sometimes, because you don't know the players' injury history and where they're at. And so there are guys that are trying to avoid all of this off-season stuff because they don't want to put that wear and tear on their bodies. Understand that. So there's like a game being played here now with some of the guys that are left. And it's a game that you're also on your side as a team and a front office, you're rolling those dice, and you're hoping that this older player that has a lot of wear and tear and has had several injuries and surgeries and all that shit, man, I'm going to pick him up this early in the off season where he's going to have to come through all these different camps. He's going to have to do something, right? Because you got to do something. Now that you're here, you signed. Let's see where you're at too compared to everybody else. Can you move? Can you do things? So you're going to have to do something, and in that process, shit happens, because you just can't sign somebody, let them sit there, and then you wait till Jimmy Butler. Oh, no, we'll wait till the postseason. How'd that work out? So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, this is a tricky time now. So if you could get somebody that's relatively healthy and younger and still available, okay. But if you're going to get an older body, you know, I get it. You know, some people say stuff and it programs some of you to have the same people and repeat the same names. But there's a reason also why you may want to stay away from certain names. Because certain things that we don't know about could be going on, and it may not be a very smart gamble by a team to carry an older player throughout the entire offseason and all that stuff, because they may not last, and then you're carrying it. Let's see. Pipeman Slim. Delray and Fort Lauderdale Mellow Mushrooms are closed, Jay Gelfin says. So tell me, do we have any mellow mushrooms available at all in Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, or Monroe County, by the way? I doubt Monroe County. Does it even exist? Because I know they've closed down. It's kind of like we're losing some Tijuana Flats. That sucks that we're losing Tijuana Flats. Thank you there, Jay. Very nice. But, that's why I had to stop on Saturday night. I told my wife, oh, my God, there's mellow mushroom here. I got to eat mellow mushroom. That was one of my things that I love going to the Senior Bowl. They had mellow mushroom before ever South Florida had a mellow mushroom. I was going to mellow mushroom 20 years ago, pretty much in Mobile. Seriously, they've had a mellow mushroom there forever. And that was one of the things that I look forward to, was visiting mellow mushroom. Let's see. But I know the company suffered some setbacks, and they are closing a whole bunch of them. Michael Fernandez. Yeah, Gronk is a total, complete meathead. Jesus Manriquez is in Kansas City, California. Love it. Lord Warden, Ricky Lisabeth. Big O, do you think the Florida Panthers will win against the Bruins today? Game 1. Yes, I do. I think they're going to win this series. I think this Panther team is the best team we've ever had. They're the most complete team. They're physical. They're explosive offensively. They're deep at goaltending. They've got a great coach that is super level-headed. I think they have the best ownership group we have ever had. That's really, actually, that's even an insult to Viola and Seafood. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't have insulted you. They're the only great ownership we've ever had. Okay. Let me put it that way. Okay. Because they belong just by themselves, because we've never had any ownership that comes even close. Because when Wayne owned them at the beginning, it was a novelty, and they made it basically on grit and blue collar. It wasn't loaded with stars. This is freaking stars all over the place. So it's different. It's a whole different ball game. Their stars are signed to long-term deals. They keep their people. You know, this is a whole different leadership. Okay. What they built over at War Memorial out of their damn pocket. This is a great leadership group. So this is the only great ownership the Panthers have ever had. Matt Caldwell is a phenomenal president, like Tom Garfinkel is. So I think from top to bottom, I have never seen anything like this with the Panthers, Ricky. So, yeah, definitely. I got a lot of confidence that they're going to beat the Bruins, no matter. I know they've had some problems with the Bruins this year. I get it. But I think this is the kind of team that's going to be laser focused here. Manny Rodriguez with the Arguello. There you go. Prior Arguello. Big O, what do you think of the comments of Canelo to Oscar De La Hoya? Who are you siding with? I didn't hear the comments. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm not sure how I can side with Oscar in almost anything, not even in fishnets. Chad is in the house. Vivinetti in. Shutang or Shang 2. Let's see. Jay Gelfin. Aaron the Hawk Pryor was pound for pound one of the greatest boxers ever. Yep. And then he had to go cheat. Stephen Harris. Norca. It's kind of like Ben Johnson. Like, bro, you're a great athlete. Why you got to, you know. So let's see what else. NorCal is mentioning the Finns SoCal 11th annual picnic, May 18th at Glen Helen Regional Park. Come find me and mention Big O Chat Crew. You will enjoy a homemade brownie on NorCal. Finns for life. Yeah. That's right. Enjoy it. But you can't get one of these because I got one. Ha. 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 There you go. That's my NorCal coin. How about that? Lend a helping Finns Finn. 2019, the Finn Laws. You know it, baby. It's a collector's item. So, thank you, NorCal. Let's see. A-Rod, Oscar Rojas. The homeless people are all around Beverly Hills except in Beverly Hills. I know. It's kind of like creating, like, watch, it's gonna close in on them. Let's see, man. If this was prime Messi, it's fine, bro. We'll take what we got right now. Everybody wishes they had Messi in their city. Okay. California passed a law that as long as it's not private property, homeless can set up camp. I know, it's disgusting. You can't even change a window in Coral Gables without a permit. Yeah, no. Coral Gables is run. Can't screw around there. Give me the water bottle. No. The one I mixed. LOL. I went to that fight in the Orange Bowl. I was there too, by the way. I was live at that fight. So glad the governor passed a squatters law as property manager. Yes. Yeah, here in Florida, they passed that squatters law. That shit ain't flying here, bro. A squatter wouldn't last in my house. The second I walk in, you're here, I'm putting a bullet in your ass and you're done. So, don't matter. Or maybe 4 or 5. So you just come close to my property. First of all, my dogs are going to, Maiden is one mean bitch. Wow. I mean, wow. We have to make sure that dog never gets loose. Never gets loose. Never gets loose. That's a lawsuit for me. Okay? She is the sweetest thing in the world to us. But man, she hates the world. Holy shit. Like Bono's calm, cool. Like Bono's not going to get pissed unless you approach Bono. Maiden wants to attack anything and everything in sight. We have these, 6-foot walls of concrete, right? Maybe it might be a little taller than 6 foot. Maybe it's like 7. And anybody that walks down the sidewalk or the neighbor or Maiden is running to that wall. And I swear to God, if she could leap over that wall, I'd be in real trouble. Like, she's freaking great guard dog. But man, she is scary. Holy shit, she's scary. Wow. But anyway, squatters would not get away in my part of the world. Hey, Sean, do me a favor. Give me 30 seconds. I got to clear my throat.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Sorry. Thank you, sir. Remember, use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off everything at caneswear.com. You can get your Panther hats. You can get your Panther gear. So you can go to the bars and sport your Panther colors, baby. Go red. Let's see. Cosa Nostra, OG Berry. Let's see. Thomas. Riley should blow it up. We're going to get to that. A-Rod, thank you for the love in the super chat. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And, of course, you can make a Bitcoin donation, which, of course, is our favorite. And right now, Bitcoin is holding at 64,000 right now. A-Rod says, scopolamine, anti-nausea medication. It's good to know a nurse. We know all the drugs. Happy Nurses Day. All right. Well, there you go. I guess Pat in Asheville is onto something. You know what? I'm going to try it. It can't hurt, right? As long as it doesn't, I got to check for my health. As long as I can take it and it doesn't affect anything, I got to check with my doctor, of course. Then yeah, I'll take it. I'll tell my wife to check it out, and maybe that'll help me for the next one. My wife is going to also do the plane flight too. I mean, it was cool, dude. I really enjoyed it. It was just my body couldn't take the rest. Ryan says, after coming back from California from serving in the U.S. Army in 2015, no matter it be Skid Row in L.A., Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento, the homeless are everywhere in the city and the state. I know it's bad, man. It's sad. California is such an awesome state. Let's see. Donovan Mitchell has one more year in his contract and is considering leaving, but Cleveland won, which could change that. I got to tell you something, Drago. We talk a lot of Donovan Mitchell. Like last night, he scores 39 points on 11 of 27 shooting and 2 of 8. I have my moments with him, and then there are moments where I'm like, bro, are you just like the guy that has to score a lot of points on a bad team? But, and the Cavs and the Magic, let me tell you something. I don't know if Banchero is going to stay there long term because nobody stays with Orlando long term. They don't take that franchise serious. I can't take Orlando serious until you actually show me long term, because they cannot keep any of their stars. Every one of them wants to leave and go somewhere else eventually. So this is all nice, and Banchero was terrific with 38 points and 16 rebounds. But here's my problem where I can't take the Cavs or the Magic serious. They can't win on the road. You didn't play a great opponent, and you couldn't beat them on the road. You couldn't beat them in their home court. So now it gets tougher, and you're going to start beating them on the road? No, that's not how it works. Even the Heat, the only game they won was on the road. The Heat, as shitty as they are right now with the injuries and everything, on setbacks they have, they're still a threat. They still have that attitude that they can beat you. Like, I see the Cavs, all they did was hold home court the entire series. That's about the most unimpressive thing there is in all of playoff basketball. That just tells me you ain't shit. You got no dog in you if you can't take somebody's home court away. If you can't go out and win on somebody's court and make them really nervous. So all you can do is win at home, and you can't win on the road. If the Magic would have had the 4 games, they would have advanced. The Cavs advanced because they had the 4 games. That's sad. That's not impressive to me, to be very honest. So there's a part of me that I don't know, man. And by the way, you have nothing to trade for Donovan Mitchell. So let's stop with the fantasies. The real quest for the Heat, get rid of Butler, is what you have to do. Okay? And if you want to get into something and a subject that you need to get into, And by the way, I know Mark Stein reported, which I am so hoping that there is a lot of truth to this, right? But Mark Stein is reporting that Butler has 1 year left guaranteed on his contract, right? The 76ers have max cap space this summer and are going at big game hunting. Ideally, they want a wing to play with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. And Paul George is at the top of the Philadelphia list. But if he agrees to an extension with the Clippers and stays in his hometown, what's plan B? A reunion with Jimmy Butler. That's what Mark Stein put in his newsletter. Butler has 1 year guaranteed season left on his contract at $48.8 before a $52.2 million player option for 25-26. 34-year-old who turns 35 in September will be seeking a contract extension this summer, meaning that the Heat risk alienating their post-Dwayne Wade face of the franchise if they prioritize future flexibility and an extension is not hashed out. More than one rival team out there has likewise wondered whether Philadelphia, in the wake of its first-round exit, will mount a trade run at Butler to reacquire Joel Embiid's close friend if the 76ers are unsuccessful in using their projected, $50+ million in salary cap space to acquire a presumed top target. Paul George, Butler's highly successful stay on South Beach, of course, began when the Sixers prioritized retaining Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris over Butler and agreed on a sign and trade with him to Miami, and the Heat had minimal salary cap space. So Brian Windhorst also has mentioned this. Everybody's talked about him going back to Philly because New York is already off the table. New York and Tom Thibodeau, with the way they have things structured, they're not going to bring in Butler. So now Philadelphia. Let me tell you something. This is the saving grace for the Miami Heat. They're a year behind me. Okay. Just like the Dolphins are, 2 years behind me, or 3, right? Right. I think maybe 3. Right after the 10 interception season, I said, now you got to trade X. So last year when they got to the finals, I said, you got to trade Jimmy now. And of course, I take shit from fans after X. I took shit after last year for Jimmy. Oh, are you crazy? You're ungrateful. No, dude, I'm just smart. I separate my feelings and I look at logic and say, you have to get off the gravy train at the right time. And so now you're a year late. But if you have a sucker, and by the way, I think Philadelphia is an absolute sucker. If you think Philadelphia is this fucking stupid, let me just be blunt honest, and they are willing to trade for Jimmy Butler, let me tell you what's even dumber. You turning down that trade. Find a way to make it happen. Get what you can. Get a couple first-round picks, whatever they're going to give you, who cares, and move the hell on. Jimmy Butler is, let me give you a comparison. 36-year-old Lionel Messi, you can't take him off the pitch. That's the problem with Inter Miami. The son of a bitch doesn't want to come off the pitch. He wants to play. I started, well, I'm finishing it. He's old school to the bone. By the way, why are you number 1 in the table? Why? Why are you number 1 in the standings? Please tell me. Because of Lionel Messi. A goal and 5 assists this week and an MLS record 5 assists. Suarez with a hat trick. The reason why you're the 8th seed year after year now, the last 2 years, it's because the 34-year-old refuses to take the court. The 34-year-old took the 3rd game of the season off. The 34-year-old had game management issues in the 3rd game of the regular season. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi could be on one leg, but if you started him, you're not taking him off the pitch because he won't allow it. So the new way of Jimmy Butler doing shit is unacceptable. But apparently a lot of you love the lazy way because, descarado. So they're paying you $50 million, so you're not going to try the entire season. Now we have to roll the dice and wait for you to be available because you know why? Jimmy Butler can't play a lot of games in the regular season like Lionel Messi. Why? He'll break down. He'll break down. That's why. He'll break down. His body's too fragile to play extra games. So if Philadelphia wants to be that stupid to trade for a guy that can't help you in the regular season, because if he plays too many games, his body explodes. Time to trade him. You're way late already as it is on trading him. You failed already. You didn't get the other star, and you're not getting the other star. Please stop it, Heat Nation. Please stop already. You're going to have to give up Jovic and Jaquez and whatever first rounders, dude, in order for you to just make a trade. And by that time, you'll have nothing left over. So stop it already. Let's get liquid. Get rid of the Jimmy Butler contract. Unload that $50 million. Find a way to build up Tyler. You'll become a team that you need Tyler scoring. Make him a six-man, build up his value, and then unload his ass too, and get yourself liquid and go find a superstar that you can pair with Jaquez and Jovic. And bam. But go get a younger one that maybe wants to leave somewhere. Banchero leaving Orlando. Let's bring it full circle. Hey, Pablo. Isn't he Brazilian? Isn't Pablo Banchero Brazilian? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me see. Pablo Banchero. Nationality American. Where's his personal stuff? What's his nationality? What's his background? Italian, that's what it is. Banchero. Okay. So Italian. All right. I can't say, I don't know about it. I know our Brazilian community is amazing. I know we have our Italians around here. Hey, wait a minute. We have Steve Calabro. Right, Sean? Italian, Jersey, that's close enough. We got Banchero. So let's get rid of Jimmy. We get rid of Tyler. And then when Banchero becomes a free agent, we say, hey, don't re-sign there. Say you want to leave like Shaq and like everybody else. Nobody wants to stay in Orlando. Dwight Howard didn't want to stay in Orlando. They don't want. Just follow everyone else, young man, except this time you come here. You come to Miami. And that's what happens. And there you go. So I've brought it all together. Okay? No, but seriously, you've got to move on from Jimmy. It's time, dude. It's time. You people are tied into a lot of flukish shit that has happened. The bubble was a perfect scenario for the Heat franchise and culture, and it was a bad time for people and their families and all that, but the Heat were zoned in better. They got in a groove, and if it wasn't for injuries, maybe they win it there. And then last year, they got the break of all with the whole Giannis thing, and it opened up the door, and shit went their way. But it's over. It's over. The whole thing about the stars aligning and all that. You can't keep hoping that the stars align. You can't keep asking for Spo to work miracles with so little. I explained it to you last week, right? the blueprint from the first 20 years and the blueprint of the last 10 years, how it's completely different, how they used to go out and get real stars and now they don't anymore. There's a huge difference that's gone on. They need to get back to what they used to do the first 20 years. So time to move on, man. It was a great run. Time to move on. Pat in Nashville says, mellow mushrooms, holy shit take, and white pies are amazing. Lucky to have one in town. There you go. Oh, wow. So there's one in Nashville. I tell you, there's some good stuff in North Carolina, bro. North Carolina's some gem stuff in that state, bro. Big McD is in. Frankie Fresco. Oh, yes, I saw Sam Ash are closing. Also, Dougie saying the Dolphins are interested in extending Tyreek a year or two. Not sure if that's his opinion or he's reading. No, they're not extending. No, they're not. He must be reading something from somewhere. I saw the video where Tyreek said he wanted to retire a Dolphin and all that. I don't know if he knows what his future is. I don't know if Drew's told him already. But somebody better sit down and tell him, dude, you're playing for somebody else next year. So get your shit straight. He gone. He's gone. Okay? I told you last year that this was Wilkins' last year, and it was last year. I told you X was gone 2 years ahead of time and Byron Jones a year ahead of time. I haven't failed. I told you Flo would get fired. I mean, you believe whatever you want to believe. But by now, if you don't believe me, you just don't like me. That's it. You just don't like me. That's the only reason. It can't be, oh, no, that guy's always wrong. No, that guy's always right. So I don't know what to tell you, dude. And you don't even know what Dougie said and where he's reading from and what. So I don't know what he's reading from, what he's saying. So I'm not going to comment on it. All I can tell you is he gone. Okay? I mean, if by now, in the middle of a winning streak, I'm telling you Flo will get fired. I mean, I don't know what more you want from me, dude. The Wilkins prediction and the X prediction and the Byron Jones, that's a ham sandwich. That's a layup. You tell me what media member in town is going to say, well, in the middle of a winning streak, a coach is going to get fired. So, I don't know, man. I can't help you, man. I can't help you. You know what I mean? It's like they all talk about Odell. I say, hey, nothing's imminent. What's the words that came out? It wasn't imminent. And then eventually it happened. Okay? And by the way, let me explain something that happened. Let me clear something up. Because I want to confirm it, but I haven't completely confirmed it. But I'm pretty sure, Sean. So walk me through this. See if you remember like I do, and see if everybody else remembers like I do. Because I heard something on ESPN over the weekend that the negotiations for the Dolphins and Tua have started. Did you hear that? Right. Have they started, Sean, or did they restart? So they reported it started, but I tell you, they restarted. Now, let me test your memory. Let me test your memory, Sean. Let me test it. Let me find out if you remember what I do, because I didn't want to go back because whatever, because I kind of think I remember it correctly. Did I not hear in the pre-draft press conference, remember this now, didn't Chris Greer say, well, you know, we've had great conversations that they even understood with us to take a break during the draft. Do you not remember that? So if they're taking, Wait a minute. Hold on, Sean. Let me put on my headsets. I'm sorry. Yes, sir?
No, I was just saying yes, so that way it's not just the same thing.
I remember the same thing that Chris Greer said in the pre-draft, that no, everything's been very cordial. In fact, we came to an understanding to take a break because we have to focus on the draft. So let me ask you something, folks. Did the negotiations with Tua and the Dolphins start, or did they restart? Because I remember the general manager telling everybody that things were cordial and they had even an understanding that, hey, you know, we got to focus on it. Let's take a little break on this. So I think from what I understand, the cordial talks have been going on for a while before the draft, and it just took a break during the draft, and now they're restarting again. And I think we told you on this show that this wasn't going to get done till what? Till after June and the X money. Did I not say that? While everybody else is, why is it taking so long? No, there's nothing wrong with anything. This is slow paced. There's no drama. There's nothing here. But if you want to write it up, you want to talk it up, you want to say whatever, go ahead and panic. We got Frankie Fresco. Oh, my God, are they going to pay him this, that, whatever? Bro, they're going to pay him the going rate. It is what it is. So it's 50, 55, whatever. For 4 years, it's 200 or 220. Wow. Math. No big deal. So because I heard, the negotiations started. No, dude, the negotiations started a while back. They took a break during the draft, and I'm pretty sure I heard that. I got a pretty decent memory. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm terrible with faces and names sometimes until I see somebody and get to see them several times. I am bad with that. But I kind of remember some of this stuff. You know, since I talk about it all the time, I'm pretty good at remembering it. Anyway. George Ceballos, thank you for the love in the super chat. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Congratulations to all the teachers in Teachers Appreciation Week. My wife has been a teacher for over 30 years, and each year it's more difficult. The state is ranked 50th in salary. Sucks. Thank you, sir, for the super chat, and you are correct. Thank you to all our teachers, and my wife is also 30 years plus. So there you go. Aaron Hernandez says, Big O, I just got to say I love your pick a deal reference during the Finns season last year with McDaniel. Head not sticking to the run. I go around yelling picadillo. Just wanted to share. There you go. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. That was good. Ocala Joe. Big O, my favorite shot of adrenaline and funny on a Monday morning. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's see. Cash App or Venmo. We got Bitcoin at 63.6. Yes. Ocala Joe. Thank you. Little Bitcoin love for the adrenaline fuel for Monday's morning. Thank you, sir. Thank you for it. There we go. Send you a rocket there. I appreciate you. Very nice. Thank you. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Thank you, Ocala Joe. Very nice of you, sir. Let's see. By the way, 11 o'clock. Let's give me 2 minutes break here, and let's go to hour number 2. We got a lot of things to talk about. I want to talk about why the Dolphins, if you're a Dolphins fan, why you got to be incredibly excited about this season, because it's just getting absolutely crazy. I got to talk a little Inter Miami. I got to talk a little Miami Heat. I got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. Hour number 2 is next right here on the Big O Radio Show.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Right. Yes, sir. We got 94 likes. We got 180 right now on the chat board. Come on, baby. Let's double that baby up. Let's go. Hit that like button. Get the algorithms out. Let's get it out. Come on out. Let's go. Help us grow. Get it out. Get it out. Let's go. Hit that like button. Smash it. Smash it. There we go. Smash it. I love it. Smash, 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 smash like you smash that ass. Smash it. All right, what else do we have? By the way, Bitcoin hit 1 billion transactions over the weekend. So it's by the way, it is being acquired faster than the internet. So think about that. It's crazy. This thing is, I think we've been in a 2-month consolidation phase, which happens. And I think this might be the week where we pop. I think this might be the week where we pop because it looks like the MACD is kind of turning on the up there, you know. So we'll see if it holds and we start getting some positive. And Grayscale had a $65 million inflow instead of they were outflows for like 81 or 83 days straight or some shit like that since the ETF started. And on Friday, they had an inflow of over 60 million. So if that's going to be the case now, to add Japan and then Australia's coming and everything else, and then obviously less is being produced, it should get really, really nasty very soon, where it's going to get explosive to the top. And once we cross 74, a lot of shorts are going to be liquidated, and that will add more, and then that will explode us into the 80s. So just waiting. Big O, what are your thoughts on the Marlins GM? How about you guys can help me? And by the way, we got from 94 to 107, 13 people, and there's 191 watching. There's a bunch of you watching, and you refuse to hit the like button. That's not love, bro. That's not support, man. I hope you're visiting Cutter's Edge Pro and Perdomo Cigars and Acura Pembroke Pines. Damn, a little disappointed. I would figure you guys would respond a lot stronger, but anyway. So, Marlins, you can help me with this. Okay? I banned the Marlins for a few years because of Jeffrey Loria knowing what he was into. I was just done with that. And why should I talk Marlins? Why should I mention them on our 3A graphic sports calendar? You're clapping there? I'm wondering why. Why am I wasting my time talking anything Marlins? We don't talk a lot of Marlins, right? But now you have proven to me once again that you have no interest in competing, right? You just traded away one of your best players. And that's not how you win in this town. So you refuse to make a commitment. So why should we even acknowledge that they exist again on this show? What do you got to say, Sean?
I say good riddance. I unfollowed them. I have Mish. If I need anything on the fish, I follow Craig Mish. Other than that, I don't even follow Bally's for Marlins. Nothing. I can care two shits about anything they do the rest of the season or until they're sold.
Right. I mean, I don't get it. Why should we care about the Marlins? Why should we talk about them? And I've told you this before with the Loria stuff, and I'm going to go back to it again now, and you need to do this to Sherman. None of you should go ever to games again. You shouldn't buy a shirt. You shouldn't buy a hat. You shouldn't buy anything Marlins ever again. You need to show them what is absolutely no support. They don't do anything for you whatsoever. And I've said this for many years towards the end of the Loria thing. Then Jeter and company took over. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt and, okay, you're going to build up the minors. I've heard all this bullshit before. And then push came to shove and you shoved Jeter out because you didn't want to spend money. And then you shoved Kim Mang out because you didn't want to spend money. And now you're going to trade away your players. And you know, Jazz Chisholm is next. He's, they're not going to keep anybody. Why would you want to stay here if you're a player? It makes no sense to stay here. And if you're buying tickets, I'm going to call you like I called the Cubs fans for years. You're a stupid consumer. You're not a loyal fan. You're a stupid consumer. You're supporting something that doesn't match what you're doing. You're spending your hard-earned money. You're taking your time to go to the games, and they don't give a shit about actually competing. That's pathetic, dude. So you guys tell me, should I even talk about him? Who gives a shit about Peter Bendix, bro? Peter Bendix hasn't even crossed puberty, for Christ's sake. Have you heard his voice? That's how we used to sound when we were 10. They've got a child running that thing because they don't need a grown-up. A grown-up would say, hey, when are we actually going to spend money? This is like baseball, and it's not going to happen. And the 03 Marlins got lucky that the 97 Marlins knew what they were doing when they made the trades. Because Dave Dombrowski built both championship teams. Because he's the one that got Cabrera. And he's the one that got Beckett. And he's the one that got Burnett. And he's the one that got all those guys, Lowell and Lee and all of them. Those were all his guys. Castillo was his guy. The thing is, Castillo wasn't ready in 97, so they went and got Counsell, and they shipped Castillo to the minors, and then Castillo was grown up and ready to go in 03. They just added Pudge and Redmond and Urbina and like Pierre. And that's it. They added a couple pieces to the heart and soul of Dombrowski's fire sale. Wasn't freaking Loria and his staff. Get the hell out of here. Those clowns didn't do shit. They just were riding the coattails of somebody else. And then, of course, these morons did not re-sign the team because we never do that. So, come on, man. I mean, you know, I've been through this shit so much. I'm just tired of the Marlins bullshit, dude. I look at the Panthers. The hockey and baseball has something at least on hockey. We have a bunch of Hispanics in this town that like baseball. So all you got to do is actually do something, and maybe you're going to get great support. But you never do anything. You never commit. We were never a hockey town, and yet here comes Viola and Sifu. And you know what, dude? They went and did what's that porn star movie with Wahlberg? And they just placed it right there on the table. And they said, yeah, well, no, we're going to plant our flag right here, bro. We're going to pay for all our stars. We're going to keep everybody here. We're going to commit to winning. We're going to get the best coaches. We're going to get the best players. We're going to trade for stars. We're going to draft stars. We're going to develop stars. And we're going to go out after the cup. And now that arena is packed. And there's a buzz for the Panthers. Why? Because they tried. And guess what? They reached us. And now with another deep run, do you know how crazy this place is going to get for Panthers hockey now in the winter? It's just going to get better and better and better. I know how it is. In the mid-90s, I used to cover the team, and there were 300 people waiting for autographs outside in Pompano. 300 people hanging out outside the Pompano rink waiting for autographs because the Panthers would come out of practice, and they would and hockey players are the salt of the earth human beings. They are, sorry, football, baseball, basketball, everybody else, sorry, soccer, everybody else, sorry. Nobody comes close to hockey players. Nobody. And those guys came out and they loved that they were embraced. So I know how this town is. If you try, then we'll give a shit. If you don't try, then, bro, we got lots of shit to do. We don't need to go spend our money there. And why you would spend your money on the Marlins, you're the person that just leaves your wife and husband to continue to cheat on you. And you know it's happening. You just, I don't know why you're staying married. That's kind of what it is. You literally know they're a bunch of cheaters and you're still there. Don't know what it is. Don't get it. So what do you think? Should I continue to talk Marlins? Should I mention them at all? Frankie Fresco, thank you for the love in the super chat again. I know why they traded Luis Arraez. They were winning a little, and the Marlins were giving out too many free Whopper Juniors. Yeah. My wife enjoyed a couple last week, man. So Giovanni says, I follow the Marlins as I get updates on the Score app. Other than that, come a long way since I was there since the first opening day of Charlie Huff. Yes, long ways away. The Marlins are dead in the water, says Stephen Harris. I haven't seen a Marlins game or gone to a Marlins game in 2 years. Marlins are a disgrace to baseball. Marlins are dead to me. Marlins just continue to be a horrible franchise. Tony Zach says, I did my part. Like button smash. Support the awesome channel. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're up to 136. We're at 201 and 136, getting better. Frankie says, "Oh, I am driving my happy ass from Cutler Bay to Panther game instead of a Marlins game, which is way closer to good." And it's worth your money, dude. The Marlins are not worth your money, dude. The Panthers are worth your money. It is exciting. You're going there. You're going to go see a bunch of stars. You're seeing a great event. There's going to be a star hitting the drums every night. There's going to be stars in the building. And by the way, Inter Miami, PR. You send Messi and the boys to a playoff game instead of a Panthers game? What is wrong with you? Why'd you torture those people? Anyway. Big O just said salt of the earth. I miss MJF. There you go. The only thing I don't like about the Panthers, they should not allow Boston Bruins fans in the stadium there. Well, that's up to the season ticket holders and the people that own our tickets. Everybody has a price, bro. And if somebody is willing to pay you 3, 4, 5, 6 times whatever you paid for it, it's kind of like capitalism is capitalism, and you can't get mad at someone for that and then you go ahead and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We all got to make a living. We all got to survive. And I'm not saying I would sell my tickets. I know if I had tickets, I would be going, but I don't know what fiscal situation that person is in. And I don't know how much more they're being offered for those tickets. So it's kind of like, I don't know, somebody wants to see a Messi game, but yet they're a Montreal fan. And then you sell it to them for 5 times what you paid, and you paid a lot. But they want to go see Montreal and Messi here in Miami. And, whatever. I can't blame you. You made a fortune by selling a Messi ticket. Troy says, in the 30 years Marlins existence, who are their legacy? They have no legacy players. Conine is the closest to a legacy player because he was there for the expansion and the 2 championships. That's your closest legacy player. They don't have any because nobody's ever had a career here except Conine, MVP of the All-Star game, expansion player, was one of your best expansion players, part of your first championship. You've traded for him in September of 2003 to win your second championship. That's the closest thing we have to a legacy player. And by the way, Sean, don't we have his son in the minors still? We do, right? Okay. I'm pretty sure we have his son in the minors. So there you go. Not that we'll pay him if he's any good. But, what can I tell you, my brother? It's Jeff Conan. That's the only thing. Okay? As we also bring back the announcer, too. Jeff Conan. If you went to Joe Robbie Stadium back in the day, then, it's kind of like the Arguello Pryor mentioned there. No, not that one, the one that's mixed. You got to live it to know what I'm saying sometimes. A lot of history here, and I've lived most of it. So it's been cool. I wish the Panthers still played Sweetness after every goal. Best goal song in the NHL. The Marlins are so desperate that I got an email yesterday. They had a promotion for Cinco de Mayo, and they were selling tickets for $5. Yeah, no, it's bad, bro. It's bad. It's bad. What game were they selling it for since they're on the road? I don't know, because but I really, I don't know if I should even bother. I don't have them here on my list. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Why don't we? Tonight, game 1, baby. Panthers and Bruins, 8 o'clock face-off. And, of course, it's at the Emirates Bank Arena. The winner, by the way, will take on the Rangers and the Hurricanes. And the Hurricanes made a valiant comeback yesterday. They just couldn't get it done. Rangers won 4-3. By the way, the second goal the Rangers scored on the power play, holy shit, that thing was beautiful, bro. It was like 4 or 5 passes that were just pinpoint passes, and they played that goaltender and got that goal easily in that power play. But that was a thing of beauty. That was textbook. I watched that game because now that's the game that's the series that you now face next. I expect the Rangers to win, but still. So tonight, 8 o'clock face-off. Inter put on a show on Saturday. They beat the New York Red Bulls 6-2. And remember, we talked about this last week. Their next 2 opponents are 2 opponents they've lost to. The Red Bull 4-0. They got their revenge 6-2. And they lost to Montreal 3-2 on March 10th. So Saturday, they're in Montreal at 7:30. Messi on Saturday had 5 assists. He scored in the 50th minute. The Rojas goal. Holy shit. He took it to all the way across the box to the left side of the box so he can get an angle to kick it to the far right side where the goalie couldn't get to. Plus, he looped around the defenders. Beautiful freaking play by Rojas. And then one of 5 Messi's assists and one of the goals to Suarez was that one where he plays the defender, taps it through, and Suarez catches it midair and puts it right in. Just the shit that went on Saturday. The passing. Oh, my Lord. The passing. Oh, I feel like G Money in the back of the Jeep. Oh, Lord, the bitches. The bitches. I feel like that right now. Oh, Lord, the passing. The passing was great. Oh, man. That was the through balls that set these scores up. If you have not seen the highlights, you're missing Picasso. You are missing like just beauty. That's what 3A Graphics Sports does, by the way. If you're making hats and shirts and calendars, beauty. They craft it like Inter does on the pitch. Saturday at Montreal, 7:30. 150th running of the Kentucky Derby, 156,000 in event. They saw 16-1 Mystic Dan win it. Sierra Leone in second place, 5-1, a photo finish. I want to be forever young. A little Alphaville for you. They were 6-1. They were in third place. So there you go. And in the Miami Grand Prix, a sport that it's so exciting. Same guy wins all the time. Shocker, he didn't win. Holy shit. Some guy that couldn't afford my name. Lando Norris wins. His family couldn't afford an O and an R. They were too poor for the O and the R. Now they're rich enough. He can change it now. He can buy an O and an R. So now he's got an opportunity. I'm telling you, talk to Sajak. Vanna will spin it over. Orlando is better than Lando. I'm just telling you, Norris. Anyway, he beats Max Verstappen, the guy that wins all the races. By the way, that event is phenomenal. But it's an event. It's not a sport. I mean, give me a break. Whatever. It's boring. Same guy wins. Finally, somebody else won. But it's great to go to that event. The aesthetics, everything, the amenities, the food, the people watching, all that. I mean, congratulations to Tom Garfinkel and the Dolphins. I mean, if I would go, I wouldn't give a shit about the race. I'd just be people watching. I'd be hanging out, talking to people, whatever it is. That's what I would be doing. I wouldn't even give a shit about the race because the race is like nothing. But it is such an event. And stars are coming from everywhere in the world flying in to be at that event. It's pretty awesome. I got to say, I got mad props because it's an absolutely shitty sport. It is one of the worst sports that exist in all time. Okay. In fact, let's see. Let me see. I looked it up. So Lewis Hamilton has 103 wins since 2007. Michael Schumacher had 91 wins between 91 and 2006, like a 15-year span, then came back from 10 to 12 and maybe picked up, I don't know if he picked up a win or two, but no, actually he didn't. His last win was in 06. So he never won again. Max Verstappen has 58 wins since 2015. So what I was noticing is currencies. Okay, let me make an analogy that would throw you completely off here. The average currency in the history of the world, it lasts between 100 and 120 years. And then it dies out and another currency takes over. We're right around there, by the way. We're right in the 115 mark or some shit like that, and our currency's dying. Okay. But just go look at the history of currencies. It's funny how it works out like that. Go look at it. Just go study it. Anyway, so I looked at this, and there's like this 15-year run. Sebastian Vettel, 07 to 22. Like I told you, Schumacher from 91 to 06. Right around 15 years. Arn Senate did it from 84 to 94, where he won 41. So he did 10 years. His was 10 years. Then Alan Prost from 80 to 91 and 93, because he did win the German Grand Prix. So it was kind of like a 13-year stretch, not 15, but pretty close. It's interesting how lately it's been like a 15-year run for these guys, or 12 or 16 or whatever, 13. That's what they do. Lately, that's kind of what it's been with some of these guys. So, Verstappen has, we're at 24. He's got about another 6 years left, and then mysteriously he'll stop winning and somebody else will take over. Just like if you look at the history of currencies, pull it up for me, Sean. Length of history of currency. See if you can find a graph that will show you the different currencies, how they last like in the average of 100, 120 years. I bet you. I don't have time right now because I'm doing a show, but I know that Sean can find it because it exists, because I know it exists because I follow this crap. Boring crap for most, but for me, Big O, do you think Inter Miami will win the MLS Cup this year? They've got a great chance, Ariel. Here's my only concern with them. When you start playing the better teams, complete teams, will Miami be able to stop them? Dude, the problem I have with Inter right now, and maybe they'll do it, my brother, but to play the game where you're just going to outscore your opponents consistently, shit, dude, that's hard, man. You're asking a lot. So you got to get better at defending. And that's the one thing that I don't trust Inter's defense. And so if they get into a game where they're playing a really good defensive squad and they've got some offensive players and it's a tight game and that kind of shit, I know we have the best firepower. I get it. We have guys that are playing chess and everybody's playing checkers the way they see the way Messi, Busquets, and Suarez see the game. It cannot be compared to the rest. They're completely at another level. And any of us that watch it, we know, what we're talking about. But defensively, we lack a lot, dude. We're not good. Our team is not good defensively. So that's the only thing that scares the shit out of me, Ariel. If I'm being honest now, defense. Zero concerns with the offense. Zero. But defense, oh man, those are all my concerns right now with Inter. So that's all I can tell you. By the way, that is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. And reach out to them, 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. Call my guy, Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery. Trust me, man, you need some new uniforms, whatever it is you need. Your fantasy league, call 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. They can do it for you. Pens, magnets, you name it, all kinds of stuff, man. Great people. Alan Blanco is an absolute freaking stud. They're in Hialeah. 786-618-1443. All right. What else do we have going on? Did you see that Alex Magoo? Oh, Magoo. You've done it again. Alex Magoo, who's a damn good quarterback for FIU. He is being moved to another position. Alex Magoo, the former MVP of the USFL, is moving to wide receiver. The second-year Packer is moving to wide receiver. That's what head coach Matt LaFleur said. How about that? He's really an athletic guy. One thing I know you didn't see last year is he spent a lot of time on the practice squad and on the scout team running receiver routes. And he did such a great job. We feel like he's such a talented athlete. Why not give him a chance there? He's a smart guy, works his tail off. I think he can definitely contribute on special teams as well. So we felt like he might have a chance here. I give him a lot of credit because, okay, look, this is what happened to Ryan Tannehill at Texas A&M, because if you're not good enough, and Magoo is probably not good enough to ever be a starter in this league, on his best day, he might be a backup for you. And maybe they're fine there too. And they figured, kid, if you want to make this team, let's give you a shot. And to his credit, he's willing to move to wide receiver. I give him a lot of credit. And this story I find a little funny. J.J. Watt says he's left the door slightly open on a possible NFL return if Texas needs him. But this is the final year he'll say that. Says, I'm very fortunate, a lucky man. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful son. I've had 12 great years in the league. I'm very thankful to have walked away healthy and playing great. I told D'Amico Ryans last year, don't call unless you absolutely need it. But if you ever do call, I'll be there. And he knows not to call unless he absolutely needs it. This is the last year I'll tell him that, because I'm not going to keep training the way I've been training. And, you know, that's a really nice story. But, brother, you are a sack of injuries. Why would anybody want to bring you on at this point in time? Stay retired, JJ. Stay retired, my brother. You know, stay retired. I don't think really you need to come back, my man, at all. I don't think so. Okay. So stay retired. It's a nice story and all that good stuff, but stay retired. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Told you about the stunt pilot stuff. By the way, the Kentucky Derby was pretty cool, that photo finish. That was awesome. We got some basketball. We talked a little bit about the Cavs and the Magic. We got game 1 tonight, Pacers and Knicks at 7:30. We got at 10 o'clock in the Ball Arena, T-Wolves and Nuggets. Minnesota, by the way, winning the other night, 106-99. Anthony Edwards, 43. And let me tell you, Jokic, to his credit, he gave Ant-Man and Minnesota a lot of credit and even said that's why they're the number 1 seed. He's got a lot more class than his 2 scumbag brothers who have no respect for other human beings. And hope don't worry, it's all good. It like Suge Knight. Same. Suge Knight was a thug, and then one day he ran into the wrong guy, and his sorry ass ended up knocked out on the sidewalk, and he ended up a meme for everybody else, and he ends up in jail. So, karma has a way of coming back at you and getting you. So don't worry about it. The Jokic brothers will run into somebody that they won't be able to handle, and they're going to knock their sorry asses out, So, not that I'm hoping for it. Yeah, actually I am. Yeah, I am hoping for it. So anyway, Ant-Man, by the way, 3 consecutive performances of 35 plus points, which puts him with Jabbar, LeBron, and Kobe. So it's 4 players to have those kind of games at 22 or younger. Plus, Ant-Man and Kobe are the only players at 22 years age to score back-to-back 40-point performances, which he scored 40 in this one and 40 in the closeout game just a couple days ago. Credit to Jokic at least for giving him props. He had 32, but Naz Reid has turned himself into a hell of a player. K-Towns obviously is a good player, but man, Ant-Man he's special, dude. He is special. What else I see there? Sean, news for you, sir. What I don't know, but can you get us a spot in Las Vegas? Because I will do anything to go to Las Vegas and have some fun. WrestleMania, the pinnacle of the sports entertainment, is about to embark on a new chapter as WWE announces Las Vegas as its host city for WrestleMania 41 in a groundbreaking collaboration between WWE, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. The stage is set for a monumental weekend at Allegiant Stadium on April 19 and 20 of 2025. Nick Khan, WWE president, expressed the excitement surrounding the decision, emphasizing that Las Vegas' status as a sports and entertainment capital of the world, with Allegiant Stadium exceeding expectations, WWE is poised to create history once again, aiming to make WrestleMania 41 the most successful event in storied legacy. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority president and CEO Steve Hill echoed the sentiment, highlighting the fusion of 2 iconic global brands, WWE and Vegas. The prospect of WrestleMania 41 taking place in the vibrant backdrop of Sin City promises an unforgettable experience for fans worldwide. WrestleMania has transcended its origins as a television spectacle to become a cultural phenomenon. From stadium showdowns to fan festivals, the event has continually raised the bar, offering premium experiences for attendees. Las Vegas, renowned for its extravagant and allure, provides the perfect canvas for WrestleMania's evolution. WrestleMania is not just about the main event. Alongside the 2-night stadium extravaganza, Las Vegas will play host to a lineup of WWE programming, including Raw, SmackDown, NXT Stand and Deliver, WWE World, and the prestigious 2025 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. Additionally, community outreach events will underscore WWE's commitment to giving back to the local region. So, Sean, Mr. Wrestling, what say you get us like some, some credentials, get us like a spot somewhere, and we'll go and broadcast all week in Vegas. I'll make the business side happen. What do you think?
It will be a fun week of entertainment. The only thing is the WWE went between all of the major sporting events so that they wouldn't be involved in everything and landed on Easter weekend.
I don't give a shit. So what? Why? What's that big deal?
Again, in the U.S., Easter is celebrated more than anywhere else worldwide. So it's going to be interesting to see the involvement on it here. So
I'll hop my ass to Vegas.
Yeah, you will. And everybody will. I will as well. But
Okay.
there are other things that were put in play because Minnesota was supposed to be hosting it, and they were told, hold off on that announcement, please.
You know, I
And
have
then,
I have a friend of mine that owns a big, giant ass sports bar in Minnesota.
yeah, they were supposed to get WrestleMania, and then they were like, hold that announcement. And then Vegas got announced as the ceremony. And the Vegas thing took steam when they did the whole Rock, the slap, the Cody, the announcement that they did there was where WrestleMania picked up steam being there because, of course, the UFC's base there. The next NXT pay-per-view is actually going to be in the Apex, the UFC.
Vegas is the
Apex
shit,
here,
dude.
so. Yeah.
Vegas is the shit, bro. Vegas is a great town, man. I love Vegas, and as a sports town, it's become a hub. So yeah. But is there a Radio Row? Can you get us there? Okay, can you get us there?
There's not a Radio Row. There's Wrestling Media. That's going to be the thing because
get you, Frankie, and me some credentials, and let's go. Let's go. We'll get some sponsors. We'll get out there. We'll get it covered. We'll do something new that we've never done on the channel. And obviously you two will dominate more. I can do a regular show, but you guys can do a lot of wrestling stuff out there, bro. You guys can go fish out as many interviews as possible and all that crap. But let's work on some credentials, dude. Let's see what we can do. Like to try it. What the hell? And I think we can get some sponsors for it, and have some fun with it. So let's go. You work on that. You tell me you got our credentials, and then I will definitely, because there's a whole bunch of events, right? As it says, it's not just one wrestling event. There's going to be several that week.
No, it starts on Wednesday and it goes all day, every day until 11 o'clock p.m. And then there's SmackDown, there's Hall of Fame, there's NXT, there's WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2.
We can have Frankie's ass all over the place getting us interviews. And they
do the interviews is at one time. They put everybody in one room and they walk around to the different things. They don't have them just the place. They have them in one area. They give everybody a bullpen
thing,
almost in a way, yeah.
Okay,
but it's just for the interviews. They bring the superstars in so they don't have to keep bussing everybody around all over the town. They bring them to one area.
So Frankie can film them individually, and then we can then put them on the shows, add them on, and you guys can then highlight it, and you guys can do your wrestling recaps every day. And all that stuff. What I'll do, Frankie says your knowledge of wrestling is the best. So what I'll do is I'll break down the matches. You guys actually bring the facts, and then I'll just, give my crazy breakdowns, and that's it, So, I mean, if they want to win money, they'll listen to my crazy breakdowns because, of course, you'll win some money. But outside of that, I'm just saying, I'd love for you guys to have the platform that week and have some fun with that shit, And it would help you grow your wrestling show, because if you have a lot of that shit, then wrestling fans will see that you guys were there, and then they can say, okay, hey, these guys they're getting some shit done. By the way, we're at 178 and it says 144 on the likes. Come on. Match at least the likes to the people that are chatting. So there's got to be a few of you that haven't hit that like button. Okay. Oh, please go to Vegas. Okay. Eric, are you going to make donations to the show to help us go to Vegas? Huh? If we do a GoFundMe, will you guys help us pay for the, flights and all that? Because, we got to get sponsors and all that. I love when people say, hey, go. Yeah, go. It takes money, right? Like they got to get the credentials and then Sean and Frankie have the knowledge to do the wrestling shows. But then I got to handle the business. That ain't easy. So I'm just wondering. I see Ocala Joe. I see Frankie supporting his own show. People like Ho Yoon and shit, Yeah, there's lots of people making donations or visiting our great sponsors, Boca Jaw Surgery. Ronnie is this crazy bastard is one of the biggest Miami Dolphin fans you will ever meet on the planet. Ronnie Katz, and super cool. Super cool. Iron Maiden fan too. So, he's fantastic right there. So he's a Dolphin and an Iron Maiden fan. He's just like me. So, that's, when you go see Boca Jaw Surgery, then there you go. Go see Ronnie Katz. Then I know that you're supporting us. So, Eric, yes, we'd like to go to Vegas. Big O, what do you expect from Riley's presser today? I don't think he can say much. I think he can talk up a lot of positivity and try to talk up, all that and say, obviously disappointed about what happened. What I want to know is what the hell is he going to say? Look at Eric stepping up and sending in a super chat. Look at you, Eric. There you go, Eric. Put your money where your mouth is. I like it, Eric. I like it. That's Studley. So I want to see how he addresses the whole regular season stuff, because it's complete horseshit what's going on, and it's definitely not what Riley wants. Riley, I'm sure, cannot stand that shit. I've been around that man enough to know nobody in that organization can stand what Jimmy's been doing the last 2 years, taking the regular season off and burying them in the standings. That's what I want to see, how he addresses that. That's the real question. But everything else, he's got to talk it up, because he can't talk about trading anybody right now. So you can't do anything right now. You have to kind of sell positivity and sell the future, and then be honest about the disappointment of how things ended. And I'm sure they'll use the injury as an excuse, and he got injured and this and that or whatever. Now, Eric, thank you, by the way. Very nice of you, sir, sending in the super chat. Very kind of you. Road trip would be like a movie Hangover if us characters got together. Let's go. But if we're going to Vegas for that, you guys will know ahead of time. You can join us. We can have some fun out there in Vegas. So, because I can go broadcast at Tommy Rockers with no problem. Sean knows that. Tommy loves us. I think is it Eric also? His side guy? I think it is. I don't know why I'm getting the name. Is it Eric? It is, right? Oh, you're looking it up, aren't you? I think his right-hand man is also named Eric. I don't know why that came to mind, since Eric was just the topic now with the super chat and everything, which very appreciative, Eric. It's either Eric or Mike, maybe. What is it?
So close. Kyle.
So close. Kyle. There you go. They would welcome us back with no problem and all that kind, because a lot of you guys show up and say hi to us over there at Tommy Rockers. So that's actually cool. We had a great Dolphins crowd for our draft over there, dude. We had a great crowd, which was, like, wait a minute, dude, we're in Vegas and there are a whole bunch of Dolphin fans sitting here doing the Dolphin draft. That's pretty awesome. Ocala Joe says, Orlando, you can count on me to help you and Sean out. There you go. Ocala Joe is super supportive. Big O, how was it, Mockley? It was great, dude. We had a great time. There was some rain, unfortunately. It's an open air facility and all that, but we had a good time, man. We had a good time, and by the way, I had never been there, dude. That casino is beautiful. It's big. It's nice. It's kind of like, Seminole Coconut Creek. I've broadcasted there for many years, and I broadcasted in its early days, and it just kept growing and growing. And you go to the Seminole Coconut Creek Casino now, and it's a fantastic facility. Not just you can eat at the New York Yankee Steakhouse, but the other places to eat. They've got a concert venue, the casino, the hotel. The amenities have just gotten better and better and better. And I could see Immokalee also growing too at the same time. By the way, Immokalee's, I got to also say, it's nicer than I expected too. Driving around, I saw some really nice neighborhoods. Gordon Shumway, thank you for the love on the super chat. A little something to support the cause. Thank you. Remember, you guys can send in a Cash App or Venmo, which is always better because we get 100% of the donation there. Here we appreciate it, but we get 70% because YouTube takes away 30% of donations here. Cash App or Venmo, we get 100%. So Cash Big O Show, that's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. If you want to support our show, that's really the best way. So we don't give 30% of what you donated to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot, bro. That's abusive. It's absolutely abusive. 30%. That's pathetic. So anyway, let's see. Maybe attend the Sphere during. Well, Frankie, remember, if you're there with us, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas, bro, but I can tell you about everything in Vegas. If there's no concerts that week, they have a tour of the Sphere. I want to say it's like $25, and it's a tour and a movie. So you kind of get the feel of watching and the effects and all that kind of shit, right? So yes, you could take either a tour, or if there's a band you like, maybe they're performing there. Man, getting dry. Give me 30 seconds. Let me see if I can get a bottle of water there, Sean, please. 30 seconds here on the show.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
All right. I didn't go downstairs. I went to the bedroom, but this one's almost out too. Oh, God, I go through water like a maniac, dude. I drink more water than a fish. Serious. Cap for life, 9,960 is the goal. Now, I don't think we'll need that much to go to WrestleMania. But I'm figuring, okay, so we got 3 guys, right? Probably 2 rooms. One for them, one for me. Because 3 guys in one room is just too much. I don't mind with Sean, but then me, Sean, and Frank, that's too much. So Sean and Frankie can be in one room. I'll be in the other for the week. Then we got plane tickets and food and a car. Yeah, it's quite a few grand. It's a few grand. I would say it's somewhere, I mean, ballpark right now off the top of my head, it's probably somewhere between the 3 to 4 neighborhood. So that's quite a bit, you know. So I got to get sponsors together and all that kind of stuff. It won't be easy, you know. Maybe we'll do a GoFundMe and you guys can help out. That's what we could do. Go fund us to cover WrestleMania. But I need Sean to get us me, Frankie, and Sean to get credentials first. I'm not going there without having legit stuff so we can go, and then because I want Frankie and Sean to have material so they can cover for their wrestling show. I need to see their wrestling show grow. So it would be a great event for them to be a part of. You know, I'm doing it more for them, not me, obviously, because I'm not the wrestling expert, you know. I can go for fun and join them and all that, but you know, they're the wrestling experts. That's for sure. Cap for life. I had to go to Publix, but let's keep it going. WrestleMania, here we come. There you go. That's Google, who owns YouTube. Yeah, you know how it is, Jay. Like there's 6 companies that own the world, pretty much. Reggae over reggaeton every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Oh, God, yes. I'm not a reggaeton guy, actually. I am a reggae guy. And I love ska. I'm a big ska guy. So if you like ska music, then reggae, punk, and rock. That's ska. Credit to Tata Martino for subbing out David Ruiz for Rojas after halftime and not waiting for the 85th minute. Yeah. The only thing is, I always want to see Messi rest, and that dude won't rest, bro. He's amazing. He really is. By the way, before I get to the Dolphins, Diana Ross is Wednesday at the Hard Rock Live. I give you a couple of things music-wise. And Dougie Fresh, if you're watching, you are one lucky bastard, because I wish I was in Pensacola this weekend. I'm serious. Wednesday, Toto at Ruth Eckerd Hall in Clearwater. I really want to go to that. Thursday, Sting is at the McCaffrey Theater in St. Pete. Thursday, Queensryche is at Janice Live in St. Pete. Thursday, The Offspring is in Hard Rock Hollywood. Thursday, The Struts are in Club LA in Destin, which is close to you, by the way, Dougie Fresh. I don't know if Victoria likes the Struts. Thursday, Diana Ross, Clearwater, in the Sound of Coachman. I don't know what the hell is the name of that place. Anyway, Friday, Queensryche at Plaza Live in Orlando. And here we go, Dougie Fresh and Victoria, just in case. I've talked about this band. This is the best new band on the planet, the best new rock band on the planet the last couple of years. Dirty Honey. They're at the Vinyl Music Hall on Friday in Pensacola. I would effing drive to Pensacola, okay? If I had like a place to stay for the weekend and all that, I would go to see Dirty Honey Friday. And then Sunday, Clutch is at the Vinyl Music Hall in Pensacola. What a weekend. I get to see Dirty Honey on Friday, Clutch on Sunday. I got to tell you something. Dougie Fresh, I don't know if you're in a Clutch. They're amazing. They've been around, one of the best front men out there. And Dirty Honey is so good, dude. Oh, play some Rollin' Sevens and you'll remember me. Okay? Oh, man. I saw that in the concert listings. Pensacola, you get Dirty Honey and Clutch this weekend. Wow. I've seen Dirty Honey twice already, and I'll go anywhere to see those guys. Anywhere. And they've got what? An album and an EP? That's it. It's not like they have this large catalog. But that guitarist, that singer, effing top notch, dude. Love Dirty Honey. So if you're watching Dougie Fresh, man, you got 2 great shows coming your way this weekend. They're in Pensacola. Big O, will you and Sean be putting on a dent in the buffets in Vegas this time? Yeah, I can do that. What you do is then balance after that. Look, first of all, I'm really not a buffet guy because I've always been a weird fat guy. I'm not the guy that sits and has a lot of food. I can't. Ask Sean. Sean can eat a lot of food. Okay? But he knows I'm a weird. My problem is that I'll eat all day. Not anymore, but that's my problem, that I'm eating bad all day long, and that's how I got fat, really fat. You know, but it's not really like I sit down and I can have a 26-ounce steak, a potato, a dessert, and then 5 minutes later I'm having like, I don't know, something else. No, I can't do any of that, dude. I eat a 12-ounce steak and I'm maxed out. I'm just not that guy. So I've never been the buffet guy. I'm more of, let me go to a great restaurant and go have a great steak. Let me go to, what's the name of that place that I go to that is, it's in the Caesars shops. I believe it's the Caesar shops, right? In the second floor at the back end, it's where the sports memorabilia place is, where Pete Rose is all the time signing. And then the cigar place, it's right next to the escalators. And you take those escalators up, and to the right in the corner, there's a sushi place that you overlook the strip, and you see Paris, and you see the Eiffel Tower and all that. I don't know the name of that sushi place, but I go to that sushi place religiously. It is absolutely fantastic. What's it called, man? What's the name of the Arturo Fuente? Arturo Fuente has a cigar shop there in the inside at the back end of the Caesars shops. And when you get to that Arturo Fuente, and then there's a sports memorabilia place across from it, and then there's an escalator in between both, you take that escalator up, and to the far right corner is that sushi place. That's how I can describe it. Anybody that's been there, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've never been to that sushi place, I give you my word. If you love sushi, that's the place to go. Okay? I'm sure there's a couple of other ones in Vegas, but I can tell you for a fact, since I've been there 20 times, it is absolutely awesome. So that's what I am. I'm the guy that wants to, they serve great burgers here. All right, let me go. I'll go have a burger. I'll go have a steak. I'll go have some sushi. I'll go have a specific meal. I'm really not the buffet guy. I've never really been much of a buffet guy. I'm a waste on a buffet because I don't eat enough to take advantage of the buffet. So, yeah. Have I ever seen Nathaniel Ratliff's live? They seem like a fun band. No, I have not. John Rouse in the house. A buffet won't be worth it for you. If you go check out the Palms Buffet, reasonable price and great buffet, they say. Going to check it next time I'm out there. So, let's all right. Let's start off hour number 3, since it is now 12:04. Let's start off hour number 3 now on the program. And over the weekend on Friday on our show, they announced the signing of Odell Beckham Jr. finally to the Dolphins, and that was cool that they signed him. And we told you that he was still in play because they had signed slots, and he's really not a slot guy. He's really an outside guy. And that's probably how they're going to use him most of the time. Can I see him sometimes in the slot, maybe in motion, things like that? Sure, I can see that with him. But more often than not, he's going to be on the outside, and Waddle will come inside, or maybe even Tyreek sometimes will come inside, use him in motion and those kind of things. So that could happen, but I think Waddle a lot. So what they did was, as I told you, they attacked the slot position by bringing back Berrios, adding Craycraft, who's a complete receiver, and then they went and drafted 2 and brought 2 others, and they are going to solve their slot problem one way or another, right? And then they added depth on the outside just in case any of the guys are slowed down by injury. So he'll be able to share time, and you won't have to burn Odell Beckham Jr. out or anything like that, because he's also not a durable player. You've added Jonnu Smith. And so you start to take inventory. And I got to tell you something. I could not be more excited about the Dolphins, because I think Austin Jackson has settled in at right tackle. I know that if Armstead plays, he'll be great. And now you've got his backup, who did an exceptional job, in Kendall Lamb. So I feel great about that. Keon has made, progress also. And then you drafted the future in Patrick. But then I start to look at the weapons. And I just told you about the slot receivers. You brought Berrios, you brought Craycraft, you got the Washington boys, You added 2 other, slot guys. Then you added a tight end in Jonnu Smith. The Jody Fortson kid is also kind of a receiver, a tight end converted from receiver. Julian Hill, started to kind of show you a little something towards the end. And then, Smythe is a possession guy. So you start to look at the middle, and there's a lot to work with already. And then you go to the outsides, the aforementioned Tyreek, Waddle, and Odell Beckham. Then coming out of the backfield, you've got Mostert, Achane, and Wright. That's going to be your pecking order. Those are your 3 guys. You're going to rotate to keep the offense fresh. And by the way, there's a fullback named Alec Ingold who not only blocks, but he can also catch the ball. And with all the attention being paid to everybody else, Ingold can actually catch some footballs and nobody's going to be paying attention to him. So he might have some wide open looks and easy 4, 6, 7, 10-yard receptions and help move the chains. When I start to look at what you have already and what you've amassed, and the fact that most of your linemen coming back have been in the system, and they will get to even better now because they're all in the system. Your quarterback is better because it's his 3rd year in the system. Receivers, most of them are better because they've been in the system now for a couple of years. So there isn't this huge learning curve for a ton of players. It's only for a few. And those few now have experienced people to guide them through it. Something you didn't have 2 years ago because everybody was going through it, except for Craycraft or Ahmed or people that came from the San Francisco system that they brought in. Those were the only ones that weren't necessarily making this huge transition because they kind of understood it. Now you've got all of this in there. And as Armstead said to Rich Eisen, that the light went on for him in the 2nd year because it started to click and understand everything about the offense because it's not an easy offense to learn. So a lot of these guys are going into their 2nd and 3rd years of this. So this is all positive. And when I start to think about it, it's not so much about Odell. It's about the variety of weapons that the Miami Dolphins now have and all the different things that they can do. And they have a backup plan for a backup plan now, right? They've got Mostert, and now they had a Chan, and now they've got Wright. And now they've got Barrios, and they've got Craycraft, and then is it the Washington brothers, or is it somebody else? And then they've got Hill, and then they've got Waddle, and then they've got OBJ. And then they got Jonnu Smith, and now they've got Hill, Fortson, and Smythe, and I don't know if Tanner Connor will ever do anything, but they've got a lot of depth in all kinds of areas where they really did not have that kind of depth early on. Now they've got depth. A lot of it is experienced. So that's really going to help out in a big time way. I could not be more excited about this offense. Seriously, Brewer, I think, fits exactly what they want. Eichenberg will be healthy. I think he's going to be a much better player overall. I really like the direction that this offense is going in. The defense, okay, at defensive tackle, you gotta find out what you've got there, and if you can, mask the loss of Wilkins, because you're not necessarily going to ask these young guys and these other guys to be replacing him. It would be nice if the Tart kid comes in and all of a sudden does mostly what Wilkins did. That would be fantastic, but it's not fair to them. But on offense, I have every weapon, stat, fact, and player that I think gives me the kind of depth that I feel these guys can have a lot of success, because McDaniel will be able to run what he does consistently because so many people have the same skill sets to continue to rotate in and out. So if Malik Washington is pretty good, then he's going to give Berrios and Craycraft a run for their money, and all of a sudden we've got a rotation. And if Wright is pretty damn good, then he's going to give Mostert and Achane a run for their money, and you're going to have a lot of depth. You understand what I'm saying? And if OBJ is healthy, then he should be fine complimenting Hill and Waddle. I really love the direction that the Miami Dolphins offense is going in. I think it's going to be the best offense they've had this year because it's going to be the most balanced offense this year. There's been too much of an imbalance. I don't believe Tyreek will have the same kind of yards. I don't think he'll have the same kind of catches. I already told you about that last week. And the proof is there. You're not adding a tight end to not throw it to him. You're not drafting another running back in the third round not to use him as a runner and as a wide receiver. You're not bringing OBJ here so he doesn't catch passes. You're bringing all of this because you're going to spread the ball more than you ever have. And you probably sat down and said, this over dependence of Tyreek Hill has to end. Plus, we're wearing him out. Plus, he won't be here in 2025. We need to start preparing for life without Tyreek. We need to start being less dependent and more team dependent. And that's what I'm seeing right there on that roster and the way they're building things. And if Tyreek doesn't see it, the writing is on the wall. That's what I can tell you. Did you hear about Preston Williams playing for the CFL? No, what team is Preston Williams on? That's funny. Malik Washington might be the Dolphins' sleeper pick in this year's draft. Him or the pass rusher Kamara. He looks very interesting to me, dude. Very, very interesting. I got to tell you. So, let's see what we got here. Yes, sir, Sean.
He's with the Montreal
Alouettes.
Alouettes. They announced Friday the signing of Preston Williams.
Alouette. So the Montreal Alouettes, huh? Okay. Oh, God. Anybody that talks up Doge, you can't trust. Tyreek with less yardage this year is such a positive sign. Yes, it is. You are correct. Yep. I'd be surprised if Berrios makes the 53. Well, it's not a crazy statement that you're making. It's a possibility, but his experience might at least early on make it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how the young guys are going to respond. I don't know. I can't answer that. We got to see them play. You know, but if the young guys do make an impact, then yeah, it could. It could. Definitely could. That is a possibility. Welton Rayom, by the way, besides being great people and Daniel Rayom being a great pilot, they are great lawyers. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welt and Rayom. And let me tell you, you've got hurricane season right around the corner. You need a great lawyer. Okay. I like a lot of the things lately that DeSantis has done, the squatters law, that kind of stuff, not tolerating any of the protesting and all that kind of stuff. I'm for a lot of that. But the hurricane stuff now that goes on, he kind of gave the insurance companies the power, not us. So the most important thing you'll ever do this hurricane season, if God forbid we get hit by a hurricane, anywhere in Florida, wherever you're at, East Coast, West Coast, Pensacola, Panhandle, whatever, you call Welton Rayom and save this number now because You want to call them first before you call the insurance companies if you have any water or hurricane damage or any kind of damage. 954-966-4646. We are at a disadvantage in this case. The only thing that gives you a great advantage is a great lawyer, and I've seen it firsthand. Daniel Rayom, Jeff Welt and Rayom, they know how to get it done. 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, personal injury, commercial litigation, business owner claims, criminal defense, condo damage, homeowner property damage. They do it all. Welt and Rayom. Oh, any tips for moving my Bitcoin to Tangem when my wallet comes in? Yes. First, move a little bit. Okay? Test it to make sure that it moves in, and then move the rest. Okay? But always use a little bit first to test the bridge, so that way, it doesn't get lost or anything, and make sure it lands. And then once you've cleared the bridge, then you can just keep sending whenever you want and all that. But make sure you first have, do a little test. I know you're giving away a little bit of gas fees, but it's better be safe than sorry, because you don't want to send your whole bag and then, God forbid, something happens. So always test it with a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? Big O, do you think if Tyreek straightens up this offseason and actions are better, he could retire a Dolphin? What do you think, NorCal? Yes, it's over. Call it a day. Sorry that it had to end this way. Johnny Mathis and something Williams. Too much, too little, too late to start again with you. Too much, too little, too late. I'm telling you, it's over, bro. It's over. So he's playing for another team next year. Okay? Just saying. Emotions have to be, you have to compartmentalize in this shit. I do that here. So he gone. Done. History in the archives. Done. It's like he cannot be reached. That's the way it's kind of viewed there. Okay? They're not going to tell you that. It's like, the door's always open for a Wilkins return or an X return, sure it is. I kind of tell you guys all this all the time, NorCal, and nothing's changed, my brother. Nothing's changed. And NorCal, let me ask you something, okay? Now, take your heart out of it. Is it possible for him to change already? He's 30. Do you believe Tyreek will change? Do you believe there'll be no more incidents ever again? Seriously, there's 154 people right now. Do you believe that he's had a come to Jesus and he'll never, right now, you have to put your job on the line. You have to keep him for the next couple of years. If you re-sign him, you're stuck with him for a couple more years. Are you guaranteeing your job, your word, that Tyreek will be a good soldier from here on out? How much are you putting on that? Would you put your reputation on the line on that? Yes or no? That's all I want. A yes or a no. Not a, well, if that, no buts, no ifs, No fence straddling, no nothing. Your job's on the line. Oh, he came in. I'm going to be a good soldier now. GM, yes. You won't get any trouble from me ever again. You believe in that? Yes or no? Honestly, NorCal. Do I believe he can? No. But can he? Maybe. What's your gut tell you? At this point, in the last year, he broke a woman's leg. His child set a house on fire. His entourage got in a fight at a comedy club. He assaulted a man at a pier. And one more thing. There's one more thing. I forgot what it was. There's one more thing that went on. And so, like, this is just in the last year. Just the last 12 months. No, I don't believe it. I say, let's see. Big O hit me with the blind ass fan award, bro. It's over, Johnny. Dude, 67 Sportstradamus. Joe Wall says, happy Monday, brother. Do you think Pat Riley will be honest at today's press briefing at 1 p.m.? Pisses me off. It won't be live streamed. He'll be honest, but he won't be honest about the Jimmy situation and all that. He'll spin a positive because he's got to trade him. So, and he can't talk about trading him. He's going to talk about long-term. He wants him here. He's been great, yada, 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 whatever. So the one that I'm interested in is the questions of the regular season, because it's obvious that the team's image now in the regular season is, well, your star doesn't give a shit about your regular season, and it buries you in the playoff standings. How does he handle that? Because that's the one he's not going to like, because he doesn't like that shit. Chef Jew is in. Thank you, sir. Ray Grullon says, Denise? I don't know what that means. Or deny. I don't know. What else? Ray says, nope. Nope towards do not change. Nope, leopards do not change. He's probably up to no good as we speak. By the way, the Dolphins had somebody present trophy yesterday at the F1 race. Did you see who they had there? What Dolphin they had? Jalen Ramsey. They didn't have Tyreek. Damn. You know, Tua needed a couple guys for his camp in Hawaii. They didn't use Tyreek either. They needed money. They didn't use Tyreek either. Think about that one, NorCal. They needed money. I want you to go back and check out all the different players. I think they took a long snapper's money. I think they guaranteed a long snapper so they could get an extra $500,000 or something. I forgot what it was. It might have been a kicker or punter or something. It was like a small contract. When I saw them reaching for like a small deal to get like $500,000 out of it, I'm like, holy shit, bro. These people are doing everything to avoid getting any money from Tyreek because they don't want to keep him. He's gone. Cheetahs don't change their spots, says No Doubt. I miss how sports was before free agency. Yes, I'm old. A cheetah can never change its spot, says Pat in Asheville, or Abraham Lincoln. Oh, that's right. He has 10 kids now. Yeah. Yeah. He also has, that was announced. He has 10 kids. That means you're sticking your pecker anywhere, bro. You don't put on a raincoat for nothing. Oh, are you confident that this team will be more physical in December? Well, yeah, can they be healthy? Yeah. Yeah, you can be physical if your damn offensive line is healthy, if your damn defense is healthy, if your secondary is healthy. Yeah, give me some health and they'll be way more physical. If you're all beaten up with injuries, yeah, no, you're not going to be physical. No. So, Elon Musk was at the F1 race. Yeah, they have done a great job. It's an awesome event to be there. The sport sucks. The sport ain't shit. That sport has never been much. They talk it up, all that, because it's so much money and power put into it. But really, if the same person's constantly winning, it's kind of a lame-ass sport. Come on, man. You know? Big O, did you see the prices for food and drinks at F1? Yeah, well, it's made for rich people. It's not made for you and me, dude. People like you and me get invited. Somebody has an extra ticket. You have a rich friend or something. That's how I would go. I couldn't afford to pay for those tickets. And I don't love F1 racing to pay that kind of ridiculous money. And because I've been in this business for 34 years, celebrity watching is not a thing for me. I don't really give a shit anymore. I've seen enough celebrities to last a lifetime. I've dealt with enough celebrities to last a lifetime. So for me, it's not a big deal. I get it for the average person, all that kind of shit, and maybe young media people and all that. But for me, it's no big deal, bro. If I go, great. I'll go hang out. I'll enjoy myself. I'll have some great food. I'll mingle with people, all that. And if I don't go, it's not the end of the world, my man. I'm fine. I'm more than fine. It's all good, dude. It's all good. It's not something I really got to have in my life. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a fun experience, but it's not like there's a void in my life if I don't do it. Oh, please. I have more of a void in my life if I don't go spend some time and relax in some tropical islands. Those are my plans now. Those are my future plans. Okay? Do this show from a tropical island. Those are my future plans. I don't know which one yet. I don't know where I'll end up, but maybe in several. But that's where I kind of foresee this. That's the void I'm missing. Hanging out, I don't know, places that I'm thinking of. Maybe go to Madeira, hang out for a month there, do shows in different beautiful, just scenic places. Go to the lovely island of Barbados and hang out. Maybe go out to the African coast and go to Mauritius, which is just an absolute jewel of a place. Things like that I've been just looking at. That's what I want to do. And go to Portugal. I'll do, out by the coast there. That's what I want. That's the void in my life right now. That's the void in my life. Not seeing a bunch of other rich people. Yeah. Rice Taylor, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. The Dolphins knew what they were getting when they traded for Hill. First of all, he needs to show up for big games. Then we'll see. And for me, a buffet is a great cheat way to train for food challenges or competitions. All right. You're right about that, dude. That is a great way to do it. I can't do it. I suck at that. There's no way I could ever compete with anybody that's a professional eater. With 10 kids, his nickname should be Cheat-A. I like it. Oscar Ross says, fake divorce and breaking news. He just got caught with a crack pipe. LOL. Nah, that's not it. That's not who he is. Sit on a beach and watch waves with tasty buzz. The Spicoli life? I'm good with that, bro. I am really good with that. I can do those things. By the way, if you've never ever seen the country or the island of Mauritius, go check it out. just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. Just, go check it out. Just want you to check it out. Because it's a place I never knew about. Till about a little over a year ago or something like that. I never knew anything about it. But man, that place is nice. So that's my quest now. Let's go take some vacations, disappear for a little while. I'll still do the show, but that's what I want to do in 2025. Want to disappear and relax. Start enjoying life a little bit more. So that's why I also got to lose the weight too, so I can go and explore. Where are we at now? We're at 63,000 still. Yep, 63,566. I'm expecting it this week. I'm expecting an explosion. Needs to get on a cruise. I've been on a few cruises. I like cruises, but no, I actually want to kind of really like chill for a couple of weeks at different places. That's really what I want to do. Not do anything kind of crazy and tire myself out on a vacation, but really chill, which is something that I don't do enough, to be quite honest. When we are looking for an MVP of the night, we like seeing, and pointing out exceptional performances. And if we left this one out, we would be in a bad place. Let's go with our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
I mean, where else am I going to go, right? There's only one place we can go, and that's Messi. Over the weekend, the man, MLS records already, his scoring, he's in double digits in goals and assists. He's at a pace that no one has ever been on. And on Saturday night, we needed a little. I mean, I was hurting, bro. The last time they played the Red Bull, we lost 4-0. And Lewis Morgan, a former Inter Miami player, had a hat trick against us. And then Dylan Nealis, who's a former Miami FC player, and then he played a short time also with Inter, is also with the Red Bull, and he had a goal and an assist, had a great game in that one. And obviously, so the former guys that used to play for our teams down here, since I'm a Miami FC and an Inter guy, it was like stinging 4-0. So to get revenge 6-2, and for Messi to have a goal in the 50th minute and 5 assists that night, that is absolutely impressive. And Suarez had a hat trick, but I got to give Messi, kind of like William Quigley and the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro. You expect excellence, right? Well, you expect excellence when Messi takes the pitch every single time. Tree trimming and removals. We've got hurricane season coming up. I don't want you getting on roofs. I don't want you getting on ladders. That's crazy stuff and getting hurt. Call the pros at Cutter's Edge. They will clear out all the excess stuff to get you ready for the hurricane season. Landscape design, outdoor lighting, irrigation. I love the synthetic turf for my doggies. You're going to love that for your doggies too. The best thing, so easy to maintain, the easiest thing to maintain in the world. And it looks so beautiful every time. It's awesome. So Messi is definitely our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. And when you need excellence, whether it's maintenance, whether it's making your property, whether it's your business or your home or your HOA complex looking great, call my friends at Cutter's Edge Pro, 954-472-0622. Cutter's Edge Pro, baby. Messi is our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
Rod. I want to see Big O do a live show at Bal Harbor Beach. That would be pretty cool. It's got a sponsor to get us there. That would be good. Ah, you are correct, Oscar Rojas. Right? We might as well give the Inter Miami squad a victory cigar, right? So, Sean, why don't we give Messi's amazing 5 assists, 1 goal performance, Suarez with a hat trick, and of course, Inter Miami leading in the standings, number 1, baby. And Red Bulls were number 3 in the standings. You now put 3 more points in between you. That is awesome. Let's give them the victory cigar. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And after the weekend, by the way, we haven't talked about that. When you look at the standings now, Miami is number 1 with 24 points. Cincinnati's in second place with 21 points. Toronto's in third with 19. New York Red Bull, remember, you gained 3. They're now at 17. So it was 21-17. Now it's 24-17. Columbus is 5th place at 15. And Charlotte, who apparently lost, I think, over the weekend, they are at 14 points. So Charlotte beat, Montreal is the one that beat. Montreal is at 11th. They got 12 points. So now you got a chance to pile on Montreal and add 3 more points to the table. By the way, you are number 1 in the MLS because on the other side in the Western Conference, Salt Lake is number 1 with 21 points. So Inter Miami is number 1 overall in the MLS, not just in the Eastern Conference with 24 points, which is pretty damn impressive. Okay. So now, Chad, I will say a rock cruise would be awesome to be a part of. That would be something that I would love. Good shit. All right. Let's see. Big O, I feel stuck. Want to go to the Panthers game at 8 p.m., but I hate Miami Palmetto traffic the worst. Go, dude. Are you kidding me? Go, bro. That's a great night. All right, we thank Sean Stanley. He is absolutely amazing. We thank all of you that tuned in. Those of you that made a donation, Cash App or Venmo or Super Chat, thank you as always. Visit our amazing sponsors. We will see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.